for more punch till lunch, it's Kellogg's Corn Flakes. The original, the flakes more people eat for more punch till lunch. Kellogg's Corn Flakes. And for more thrilling adventures in the great outdoors, it's Mark Trail. Battling the raging elements, fighting the savage wilderness, fighting at the enemies of man and nature. One man's name resounds from snow-capped mountains down across the sun-baked plains. Mark Trail! And now Kellogg's Corn Flakes invite you to share another thrilling adventure with Mark Trail.
It is late evening in Lost Forest, with a chill wind scattering the dead leaves and threatening an early frost. But inside the lodge, a small fire is blazing cheerfully. And Mark Trail and his young friend Scotty are sitting before the fireplace, relaxed and contented.
This is the life, eh, Scotty? Good day's work outdoors and a quiet evening by the fire.
I'll say, Mark, only we ought to do it more often.
Now, we will. This time, we're staying right here in Lost Forest until we reach...
Oh, no. Mark, don't answer.
No, I have to, Scotty. Maybe something important.
Oh, okay. I'll start packing my bag.
Relax, Scotty, relax. Hello, Mark Trail speaking.
Hello, Mark. This is Jim Hawkins.
Why, hello, Jim. Say, I thought you were in Texas.
I am, and Mark, there's trouble here.
On your ranch?
On all the ranches hereabouts. We need you, Mark.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jim, but I'm afraid I can't.
Now listen, Mark, something's killing off our cattle. Something that's pretty bad. You've got to help us.
But, Jim, my business is with wild animals, not cattle.
Well, the things that are killing our steers must be getting the wild critters, too. And the killers are sure wild enough. Please, Mark, come on down to my ranch, will you? We're getting scared. We need your help, bad.
All right, Jim. I'll be right down.
Well, we're coming to the northwest corner of my property, Mark. There's the steer that was killed last night.
Looks as if he might have been trapped by the fence when he was running from something.
I reckon he was running all right. I don't blame him.
Charlie, that's a scrawny-looking steer, isn't it? Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Hartnett.
That's all right, Scotty. He's scrawny right enough. That just shows what happens. I only have prime steers in my herd.
Well, then, maybe this isn't one of yours.
He's mine, all right. My ranch is all fenced in, for one thing. Besides, right up by him, you see.
Oh, yes, of course. He's branded.
The H brand. Some folks call it the ranch house brand.
It does look like a house with those wide letters and the A mounted on top of the A.
I guess this steer is one of yours, then, Jim. But why is he so wasted-looking? Are you sure there isn't some disease going around here?
No disease, Mark. This steer hasn't got a drop of blood left in him. It's all been drained out, sucked out.
What? What are you talking about, Jim?
You can see for yourself. Look at the two punctures in this steer's throat.
Golly, jumping catfish. They're there all right, Mark. But there's no blood on the ground.
There's none left to spill on the ground, Scotty. Things that killed this steer got it all.
Oh, Jim, this is crazy. Well, what things are you talking about?
Well, now that you've seen the evidence, I don't mind telling you, Mark. My steers and all the others around here are being killed by bats. Giant vampire bats.
We'll continue in a moment, so stand by.
It looks like Mark Trail is going to need plenty of punch in more ways than one. And how about you? When it comes to basketball, do you pack the punch of a star forward? Is that you leaping high to snare a bullet-like pass, then thundering down the court, weaving, spinning, dodging your guard? Is that you jumping up, twisting, dropping in that neat layup shot that wins the game? Is that you?
Sure, that can be you if you've been eating a better breakfast built around Kellogg's Corn Flakes. For Kellogg's Corn Flakes help give you more punch till lunch.
You bet. You're set to keep going game after game thanks to a better breakfast built around Kellogg's Corn Flakes. So then, that power of corn in Kellogg's Corn Flakes is right with you, and you're ready with more food energy whenever you need it. So put Kellogg's Corn Flakes on your team and see how extra power means extra points.
And for extra flavor, it's Kellogg's Corn Flakes again. Sweet, live flavor that makes you want more every time. Fresher tasting because Kellogg's Corn Flakes are faster selling. Yes, you'll taste the big difference in Corn Flakes. You'll see why Kellogg's Corn Flakes are the world's most popular ready-to-eat cereal.
And remember, A better Kellogg's Cornflakes breakfast gives you more punch till lunch. Start each day with Kellogg's Cornflakes.
Kellogg's Cornflakes. And say there's a gleaming identification bracelet with your own name on it waiting for you. Hear how to get it in just a few minutes.
On the Texas ranch of Jim Harkness, where they have hurried in response to his desperate appeal for help, Mark, Trail, and Scotty listen in unbelieving amazement as Harkness tells them that his steers and those of his neighbors are being killed by giant, blood-sucking vampire bats.
Jim, I'm sorry, but I can't believe that.
That's true, Mark.
But there are no vampire bats around here. There really are some in South America, but they're so small and take so little blood that their victims often sleep right through it.
These aren't small. I said they were giants. They'd have to be to drain every drop of blood from a steer.
Golly, they certainly were.
Oh, it's impossible. You're making a mistake, Jim.
We know it's the bats, Mark. They've been seen.
What? By whom?
Most all the cowmen hereabouts, including me.
You've seen them?
Yeah, 3 or 4 times.
When?
The same as everybody else. When I'm out with my hands guarding a herd. Every once in a while on moonlight nights we see one of them in the air. Big and black. Spooky looking.
Have you ever seen one actually attack a steer?
No, not yet.
But, Mr. Harkness, if they don't attack the cattle you're guarding, where do the dead steers come from?
There's always strays, Scotty.
Jim, I don't know what to say. Naturally, I don't doubt your word, but you must be mistaken somehow.
There's no mistake, Mark. I wish there could be. Oh, here come a couple of fellows who can back me up.
Who are they?
Neighboring ranchers. Big feller's Thornhill. He has a place just south of mine, Lazy T.
Lazy T? What does that mean?
Well, that's his brand, Scotty. T lying on its side. Thornhill's lost a lot of cattle to the bats.
Who's the older man with him?
That's Alkali Woods, owns the Circle S over east. He's the only one around here who hasn't lost any steers so far, but he's seen the bats, too. He's even scarier than the rest of us.
Howdy, Harkness.
Morning, Thornhill. Hello, Alkali.
Howdy.
This is Mark Trail and his sidekick, Scotty. Ed Thornhill and Alkali Woods.
How do you do,
Mr. Woods?
Mark don't cotton to the idea of vampire bats. Suppose you tell him, Thornhill.
It's true enough, Mr. Trail. We've all seen them, and we've seen what they do. Right, Alkali?
Yes, sirree, we sure have. You're wasting your time here, Trail. There ain't nothing you or nobody can do. We're licked.
Mr. Woods, I understand you haven't lost any cattle.
Not yet, but I will. I've seen them big black devils, and I know my luck ain't going to hold out forever. Matter of fact, the other ranchers have been lucky, too, so far.
Lucky? Golly, Mr. Woods, how can...
Alkali means we're lucky we've only lost a few strays.
Oh, that ain't all I mean. I mean nobody's lost his life yet.
You think these bats might be dangerous to men?
Sure I do. Some night they're going to see what human blood is like, and man wouldn't stand a chance against them. That's right, Mark. I've been trying not to think
Stand
about
down, Jim. We'll find the answer to this.
That's the spirit, Mr. Trail. Glad Harkness got you here. And I'm bringing somebody, too.
Who?
A veterinary. He's coming all the way from Dallas. Be at my ranch soon, and he'll start examining the dead steers right away. Want y'all to come over this afternoon and hear what he's got to say.
Good, we'll be there. And I think you'll find that you've been wrong about these vampire bats.
I hope you're right, Mark. I don't think there's a chance that you are.
Looks like everybody's here, Doc. You about ready to talk to him?
Well, yes, I suppose so.
Boys, this is Doc Bassett. They tell me he's the best vet in Texas. What you got to tell us, Doc?
Well, gentlemen, I hardly know what to say. In all my experience, I've never seen anything like this. It's most unusual. Unbelievable, in fact.
Come on now, stop beating around the bush. We all know it's them vampires anyhow, once you say it.
What do you say, Doc?
Well, yeah. Yeah, vampire bats. There'd be no doubt of it, even if they hadn't been seen. Those punctures, the drained blood. Well, it's true.
You see, Mark, I told you. That settles it. I'm going to sell the place while I can. Get away from here. Rest of you better do the same.
Now, what's this about selling out, Jim?
Something we all thought about since this started, Mark. Naturally, we don't want to give up our land. No, you wouldn't do that, would you, Mr. Hartman? I don't know, Scotty. Trouble is, word's gotten out and people aren't anxious to buy. Ranches around here won't be worth a plug nickel soon. We don't have much time to make up our minds.
Well, I've made up my mind, Harkness. No blasted bats are going to go scaring me off my property. Just because Alkali is a chicken-livered old woman.
Hey, looky here. I ain't never been scared of anything that flies or runs or crawls or walks like a man. If that includes you, Thornhill. But these things is different.
What do you think, Mr. Trail?
I think it'd be pretty strange to see Texans getting up without a fight. How about it, Jim?
You're right, Mark. Thanks. I'll stick.
Now, why don't you take your brave friend out on the range tonight, Harkness? Maybe he'll get a good look.
That's a good idea. Scotty and I would like to help you watch the herd. Right, Scotty?
You bet.
All right, Mark. Swell. I'll borrow a gun for you. I've seen you shoot. One of them things does come around, you can blast him right out of the sky.
It'll take some shooting to hit a bat and fly, Jim. But I'll try.
Why don't those doggone coyotes shut up that squalling?
Take it easy, Jim. You ought to be used to coyotes.
Sure, Mark, I've heard them ever since I was born, but nothing like the way they've been lately. They've been swarming around here ever since the vampires came. As if them coyotes knowed something. Makes a man feel creepy.
Golly, Mr. Harkins, you're giving me goose pimples talking like
What's that? Something moved over there. I'll shoot it, whatever it is.
Jim, stop. Stop. It's a man.
A man?
Howdy, boys. It's me. Hey, Harkness, what are you doing to that gun?
Mr. Thornhill.
I thought Mr. Trail was going to handle the shooting.
Yeah, the bat, sure. You nearly collected lead from my 6-gun. Next time, call out, will you?
What's the matter? You getting jumpy?
Yeah. Yes, I am a little.
I can't say I blame you. I'm feeling kind of jumpy myself. You see, Mr. Trail, this is just the kind of a night we've seen those big bats. Moonlight, them coyotes howling.
Have you seen anything tonight?
No, not a thing yet. And everybody's out over at my place, even the vet, Doc Bassett. I walked over to see how you was doing.
Nothing here. I still think you're
Mark.
up. What is it, Scotty?
Something flew out of those cottonwood trees. It might be an owl, but it looks big. There, see?
Yes, Scotty.
It's a bat. That's it.
Well, it can't be. It's not fluttering its wings like a bat. It swoops and soars like a hawk.
Look at the shape of it, Mark. You can see it now against the moon. Mark, the gun.
It is a bat.
You missed.
No, I saw the thing buck when he fired.
Well, it's not hurt. It's still going.
Oh, it jumped again. But Mark, it's still flying.
Moving off. Going down.
It don't behave like it's wounded, though.
No, I can't understand it. Hitting an ordinary bat would be almost impossible. But this was an easy shot.
You couldn't have missed, Mark.
Yeah, maybe you didn't. Maybe it don't matter to them things. Well, good night, boys. I've had enough for now. I'm going back.
Mark, maybe I'm crazy, but I thought I saw a place where you shot a hole right through that bat.
Looked that way to me, too, Scotty. In that case, it can't keep flying. Must be badly hurt or maybe dead. Let's go look.
Okay, Mark.
You coming, Jim?
Yeah, I'll come. It's no use. That thing's not dead or even hurt. Uncle, I was right. No gun and no human being can harm them vampires. They're devils. All right, come on in the house, Mark, Scotty. We might as well get some sleep.
I suppose so. But I'm going to search that area again tomorrow in daylight. We're all sure that I hit that thing. We should have found some sign.
Now what? Hello. Yeah, Harkness speak. Oh, hi, Doc. What? Well, when? Was he all right? Yeah, Doc. Yeah, we'll be right over.
What is it, Jim?
That was the veterinary, Doc Bassett. He says he heard Thornhill yell a while ago, and he got to him just in time to save his life.
Mr. Thornhill? Why, what happened to him?
He was attacked, nearly killed, by one of them giant bats.
Mr. Thornhill's in bed, naturally, but he'll be able to talk to you for a minute. Here he is. Through here.
Golly, he's pale.
Yeah, sweating like a runaway horse, too. No wonder.
Hello, Mr. Thornhill. We're very sorry to hear about this.
Howdy, boys.
How do you feel?
Not so good, but I'll live, I guess, thanks to the doctor.
Don't try to talk too much, Mr. Thornhill.
Okay. But show him the marks on my throat.
You mean you were actually bitten?
He certainly was, Mr. Trail. Lost quite a bit of blood. I'll take the bandage off for him. There. There.
Cat?
Why, it's like the dead steers.
Exactly. You had a very close call indeed. Lucky I got there in time.
It certainly was. Tell me, Mr. Thornhill, did you actually see the bat that attacked you?
Sure. Anyhow, I saw enough and felt enough. I sure don't want to see any more. And I'm not going to.
What do you mean?
I mean, I've talked mighty big, but no more. Old Alkali was right. I'm going to sell my ranch and get out of here. I'm quitting, and the rest of you better do the same while you're still alive.
Golly, going, Mark? We've been riding all over this area for hours now. There's not a sign of that bat you shot.
I don't understand it, Scotty. Maybe we just imagined that I hit the thing. But we've got to find proof that will give Jim and the others the courage to keep on fighting.
You mean proof that the bats can be hurt?
That or something else, Scotty.
Something else? What, Mark?
I don't know exactly, but... Rein up a minute, Scotty. Take a look at this.
Oh, now. Oh. Well, what do you mean? That little piece of paper caught on the bush? What about it?
Black paper, Scotty, and thin. What could it be used for?
Why, for... darned if I know.
I think I do. Tonight, you and I are going to do some watching by ourselves. I'll have my camera along.
Watching? You mean for the bats?
No, Scotty. Not bats this time. We'll be watching for men.
But, Mark, why are we waiting outside Mr. Thornhill's place? If a man's behind this, what about Alkali Woods? He's the only one who hasn't lost any cattle.
I haven't forgotten that. But it could be a very good... Look, someone's coming out of the house.
Yeah, it's the veterinary Doc Barnes.
That's what he calls himself. Here comes someone else.
Jumping catfish. Mark, it's Mr. Thornhill himself.
Made a quick recovery, didn't he?
But those punctures in his throat. The blood he lost.
Not puncture, Scotty. He's probably lost more blood shaving. The same way, too. A couple of shallow cuts with a razor.
Oh, but he looked sick. Pale and covered with perspiration.
He was sick, all right. Likely swallowed some soap. That must have been much more painful than the razor.
How about that? Well, aren't you going to take a picture?
Not yet. They're getting on their horses. We'll give them a head start, then follow them.
Where?
Wherever they're going. With any luck, we'll get a picture that'll prove what the vampires really are.
Mark, can't we ride faster? We're not to lose those guys in the darkness.
They'll have to stick to this old path here in the hills. We won't lose them. And we don't want them to know we're following them. Hey, look ahead there.
What is it? I can't make out it.
A building of some kind. Yes, a big ramshackle barn.
Yeah. Gee, spooky old place, isn't it?
Yes, just right for the business of Thornhill and his friend.
You think they're in there?
See a light shining through the cracks. And there are the horses tied outside. Stop here.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, now what, Mark?
There's a window with the glass growing. I'm going through with my camera. You wait here.
No, Mark, I'm going with you.
It'll be dangerous, Scotty. And I may have to get out fast.
Please, Mark, I'd go crazy waiting here and wondering what was happening.
All right, then come along. But be careful and be quiet. Let's go.
Mark, can you see anything?
Not much, Scotty. This rock's in the way. Come on, let's crawl around it. Easy now, easy.
Mark! There's a dead steer hanging from the rafters. And those tubs underneath. Look at all the blood.
It's not a very pleasant sight. Explains why the cats are found. No puncture, no blood left.
Okay, let's get it down and go to work.
Right. Come on.
They're letting the carcass down now, Mark. Don't you want to get a picture?
I'll get an even better one in a minute. You see that stove over there?
Yeah?
They're heating a branding iron in it.
What for? The steer's dead.
I'll explain it later. Listen.
All right, get the iron.
Okay. Yeah. 4 square brand, huh?
Yeah.
This is the picture I want for proof, Scotty. But I'll have to use a flash. And Thornhill's packing a gun. You head for the window and climb out now.
What about you?
I'll take the picture and run for it. Hand you the camera through the window and get out myself.
Will you be all right?
Sure, but whatever happens, you get on your horse with the camera and keep going.
Golly. Okay, Mark.
Now get going. Wait a second, then shoot the picture.
What was that?
It was a flashlight.
Hey, somebody's behind that stove.
Shoot him.
Scotty, what are you doing? Get out the window.
I can't, Mark. I'm stuck. A nail.
Here, I'll push you.
It's Trail and that kid.
All right, Trail. Don't move and the kid gets it.
You win, Thornhill.
That's right, and you lose. Now, pull your little friend down from that window.
Come on, Scotty. There you are.
I'm sorry, Mark.
Couldn't help, Scotty. Are you all right?
Yeah, just a little scratch from that nail.
Come on, both of you. Move over there.
You seem to be a smart fella, Trail. I suppose you figured out what we do here.
Of course. You hoist the cattle up on that block and tackle, then drain their blood so it looks as if the vampires did it.
That's right. Then we put them out on the range to draw the coyotes. See, I said he was smart, Thornhill.
Smart enough, maybe, to know that the vampire is going to strike again.
What do you mean?
At the two of you.
You're crazy, Thornhill. You can't get away with a thing like that.
We'll get away with it, don't worry. And when they bring us the news tomorrow, I'll still be in bed.
recovering from my wound. And the doc here will be taking care of me. We'll both be real shocked to hear that you've been found dead, killed by the vampire bat.
We'll continue in a moment, so keep listening.
Friends, were you ever called on to prove just who you are? Lots of times that's kind of hard, because you don't always have something with you that proves what your name is.
Well, here's your big chance to do something about it. Kellogg's Corn Flakes is offering you a handsome identification bracelet with your own name engraved right on it. It's the same kind of identification bracelet that men in the armed forces wear, with a strong chain made of heavy links and a curved nameplate to fit your wrist. There's a special safety clasp on it to make sure you don't lose it.
Yes, this identification bracelet will last for years and years. And is it a beauty? It has the dazzling gleam of a special nickel finish, and it's tarnish resistant, too.
Say your friends will think you spent 6 times the price for your bracelet. But you get yours for only 25 cents and 2 box tops from Kellogg's Corn Flakes, the cereal that helps give you more punch till lunch. You're sure to want yours right away, so here's all you do.
Send 25 cents and 2 Kellogg's Corn Flakes box tops, plus the name you want on your bracelet. You can have up to 14 letters engraved on it. Include your name and address, clearly printed. Send all that to Kellogg's, Box 324, Battle Creek, Michigan.
Remember now, for each bracelet, send 25 cents and 2 Kellogg's Corn Flakes box tops, plus the names you want engraved. Clearly print your name and address and mail to Kellogg's, Box 324, Battle Creek, Michigan. Send for your identification bracelet today.
Trapped in the old barn by Thornhill and his accomplice, Mark is helpless, knowing that if he makes a move toward Thornhill, a bullet will smash into Scotty's heart. And Scotty himself stands frozen with horror as the gloating killer tells them they will soon be victims of the vampire bat.
Are you ready, Bassett?
Be with you in a minute.
Hell, ain't you kind of sorry now you came snooping around?
You rotten killers. You not only slaughter those animals, you torture them.
Is that all you're worried about? How we kill them steers? Well, in that case, you can die happy. We always put them to sleep first.
What?
Yeah. Are you hoping we'll do the same for you, Trail?
Doesn't look as if you're going to be able to, Thorndyke.
What are you talking about?
Your friend Bassett seems to be having trouble. Look.
Huh? What's the matter, Bassett?
Justice Thornhill!
I got the gun, Mark.
Okay, Scotty. Don't move, Bassett. I can see Thornhill doesn't want to.
Don't shoot, Trail. I'm not on.
It didn't worry you that Scotty and I weren't on, did it? But I won't shoot. I'm turning you over to the ranches you terrorize and try to rob.
Oh, no, Trail, they'll lynch us.
I could hardly blame them for wanting to. They won't, though. The law will take care of you for a long, long time to come.
I'm sure mighty grateful to you, Mark. We all are. But I still don't get the whole story.
Well, it's really simple enough, Jim. Thornhill and his partner Bassett wanted to frighten all of you so you'd be willing to sell your land at a fraction of its real value. They'd buy through an agent and get rich.
Bassett wasn't a real vet, Mr. Harkness, and he didn't come from Dallas the other day.
Yeah, I see that now, Scotty. But, Mark, what about the bats?
Suppose you tell him what it was, Scotty.
Sure. It was just a kite, Mr. Harkness.
A kite? You mean like kids fly on windy days?
Sure. Only this was a big and black kite and shaped like a bat. And they flew it on windy nights when there was a moon.
That's why you didn't see it every night, Jim.
And that's why you couldn't knock it down.
Uh-huh. The bullet went right through the paper without doing any harm. Luckily, though, it did tear out one small piece. When I found it, I knew I was on the right track.
Well, I'll be jiggered.
And, Jim, all the dead steers were from Thornhill's inferior stock. You said they looked scrawny.
Yeah, I thought it was because they'd been drained of blood.
No, Jim. Thornhill just dumped the bodies of the inferior stock over the fence from a truck.
But, Mark, they were branded like our cattle.
That's right. Thornhill pulled the old rustler trick in reverse. It was easy to change his own Lazy T into your ranch house brand, the Four Square, and all the others. All the others except one, eh, Scotty?
Yes, the Circle S. I thought sure Alkali Woods was guilty.
I suspected him myself for a while, especially since he wanted everybody to give up. But it turns out he's just a superstitious old man who is easy to scare.
Looks as if we were all too doggone easy to scare. Hadn't been for you, Mark.
Forget it, Jim. I half believe in the bats, too. I nearly forgot a lesson I learned long ago.
Well, what lesson, Mark?
That old Mother Nature may be strange and mysterious, but she's always dependable. When something seems to go against nature, you can always be sure that man is at the bottom of it. Hey, Scotty, what's the story in the newspaper?
Something about the vampire bats, Mark?
No, about a payroll robbery on a back road near Lost Forest.
What?
And the bandits are still at large. The state police think they may be hiding out somewhere in Lost Forest.
Golly, well, we'd better get back home fast.
Yes, Scotty. The faster, the better.
On Friday, Mark and Scotty returned to Lost Forest to learn that the bandits are still at large. As Mark risks his life to track down the killers of Lost Forest. Tune in, same time, same station on Friday, and find out what happens to Mark Trail. Battling the raging elements, fighting the savage wilderness, striking at the enemies of man and nature. One man's name resounds from snow-capped mountains down across the sun-baked plains. Mark Trail!
Anybody's dog is as happy, healthy, and husky as only good food can make him. And if you want to keep your dog in tip-top shape, the first step is to give him good, solid, nourishing food, like Kellogg's Grow Pup. When you compare Grow Pup to leading canned dog foods, pound for pound, Grow Pup provides 3 times as much nourishment and is more economical to feed. It's a complete dinner with every food element a dog is known to need. So feed your dog Grow Pup Ribbon or Grow Pup Meal every single day.
Remember to tune in then on Friday when Mark Trail will again be brought to you by Kellogg's Corn Flakes, the cereal that helps give you more punch till lunch. This program is entirely fictitious. The resemblance of any name, personality, or incident to an actual person or event is merely coincidental. This program came from New York. Mark Trail by Ed Dodd also appears in the comics of many of America's leading newspapers. Look for it daily and in weekend editions. Matt Crowley portrays Mark Trail and Ben Cooper as Scotty. Today's Mark Trail was written by Don Hughes, directed by Drex Hines. Jackson Beck speaking. This is the Mutual Broadcasting System.